it's a big day and it's a big story because you have 92 members of parliament, 92, that have been suspended all in a day's work. But is this unprecedented? Remember, the number is really huge. Close to about 100 members of parliament suspended from both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now, the last time when you had such a huge action that had been taken, I think, was in the year 1989. A lot of you have been talking about this, and this is when the Rajiv Gandhi government had a brute majority. And at that point, about 63 members of parliament, again, were suspended in a single day. So if you make a comparison, this, many would say, is not unprecedented, but this is significant. Because the parliament is where both the opposition, the treasury benches come together to ensure that people's voices are heard. But then what happened? Is this again a reflection of the huge trust deficit right now between the government and the opposition? Now, even as I'll tell you more details about what's really happened in the parliament, remember 45 opposition MPs, 45 of them are suspended from the Rajya Sabha through a voice vote. And then 33, another 33 are suspended from the Lok Sabha for quote-unquote disrupting the House. Then there are 3 members of parliament, ladies and gentlemen, important to hear this, who actually climb on to the speaker's podium. Why? Because they wanted to raise protest. So is that democracy? Is that valid? Should that be allowed in the parliament? These are questions that the opposition will have to answer. But again and again, as we see these images, these are all these suspended members of parliament who were seated together outside the House, and they say this is a government that is vindictive. The government does not like dissent. The government is running away from questions. And they say we wanted the Union Home Minister Amit Shah to make a statement on the floor of the House, in both the houses, pertaining to the Parliament's security breach. But what does the government say? The government says that an inquiry is already underway, and at the right time, there will be information that will be shared by everyone. So is this also again a trailer of the huge ego battle that you have seen emerging between all sides? Just in case you're wondering what we are talking about, it's important to see how the story has moved through the day. These are reactions also that have come in from both the Treasury and the opposition benches. We'll play that out, the primer, for you to understand that who really today is guilty of, questioning our democracy and saying that this is dissent being crushed. Some are saying this is also the bulldozer justice by the BJP government. But before we play out those reactions, let's take a moment to introduce a panel of guests that is, in fact, joining us. And I do have Sardar R.P. Singh Saab, who represents the BJP, with us here in our studios. Nikhil Jain is a political analyst. He leans towards the Congress. Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the BRS, with us. Monojit Mandal, also a political analyst. He leans towards the TMC. Ravi Srivastava, also a political analyst. He leans towards the AAP. And ladies and gentlemen, almost all political parties has seen their flock that has been turfed up. There has been action against most of the opposition parties. And to have a conversation with Mahua Maji, who's a JMM member of parliament from the Rajya Sabha, and she also, in fact, figures in that list of the member of parliament that have been suspended. Mahua Maji, ma'am, can you hear us?
Hello.
Okay, I think we have an issue, I'm told, and we're just fixing that line because we'll get her back. I think she can hear us, but we are not able to hear her back. So till the time our team fixes that, R.P. Singh Saab, do you want to begin by responding to what the opposition is saying? I mean, this is unprecedented. You have close to about 100 members of parliament that have been suspended in a day. So are you wanting to make an opposition-mukt parliament, as the opposition is alleging? R.P. Singh Saab.
Well, Dipti, let's understand what is the difference between parliament and Jantar Mantar. There's a Jantar Mantar where you can hold placards, you can shout slogans, you can climb up the barricades. You're allowed to do that. That's part of the political democracy, where you do that and then you are arrested or you are taken into custody and then released. That's what happens there also. I mean, there also There are certain norms which you have to follow, but yes, there you can do this. But Parliament is there to discuss and debate, not hold placards, not to go and climb up the podium of the Speaker or the Chairman of the House and then disturb the House. Or, not this time, but last time I have seen one of the parliamentarians doing bhangra on the table also. Sanjay Singh ji, if I rightly remember, was the House.
Okay.
So, this is not for the Parliament. This is not what.
Okay, so RP Singh Saab says, Nikhil, that this is justified. Because how can you have member of Parliament who want to climb onto podiums to, raise slogans? And if you want to have a conversation, if you want to raise the people's issue, Nikhil, how is all this justified? And then why are you crying wolf about the kind of action? Because all this, like RP Singh Saab, is about rules. Are you saying all this is illegal?
So, Deepti, first of all, it's very funny that the media narrative in the country, I'm not talking about your channel in specific, but the public discourse in the country today asks questions of the opposition. We all go around saying the opposition needs to answer. I don't understand when is it that the government will answer. This is the entire problem with this government, that the opposition MPs, protesters, college students, farmers keep on crying, whining, protesting, holding placards and asking ki please bhai sahab jawab de do pradhan mantri ji ki kyun demonetization hua, kyun Manipur pe nahi bolte, kyun parliament mein security breach hua. But the Prime Minister and the Home Minister have no answers. They don't want to answer to the people of the country. And so far as protesting within the parliament is concerned, Shri Arun Jaitley ji, late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, he is a very tall and important leader of the country and especially of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He himself said that protesting in the parliament is a legitimate form of, and disruption of the parliament is a legitimate form of opposition activity within the house. And I completely agree with him. The BJP did it when they were in opposition, and the Congress and the India Alliance partners.
Nikhil, I knew that you would quote late Arun Jaitley, and RP Singh will respond to that. Because, morality in politics, Nikhil, many would say morality in politics is elastic. It depends on which side of the fence you're sitting. Because then I can also quote the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. And I'll do that in just a moment. But let me get the first comments from everyone so that, everyone speaks and then we can take the floor to the questions. Monojit, is it fair? I mean, you ask questions of the government. You must do that. But then to climb to podiums, to, have protests with placards, and this is when the rule says that you are not allowed to do that, Monojit.
Yeah,
or you believe that you are well within your right to do all this?
It's the Parliament. Parliament is the place where the government must be put on the mat. But here, you are using suspension as a weapon, not just for the first time. Suspension has become a kind of political weapon for the ruling dispensation to muzzle the voice of the opposition and the voice of the people. It's not for the first time that you're doing. And even on legitimate issues like farm bill, you did what you did with TMC MPs. 19 of our MPs were suspended, including the leader of the Rajya Sabha. This time also, you began with the leader of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Derek Brand. Now the list is going up to the 100. And many of them are from. Look at, but there's one question, government. And when does the government do this? When the government is scared of facing the people. Suggest reversely that the government has many things to hide than to reveal, especially on this very important security breach. This is terrible lapse on the part of the government, and more pathetic is that both the
Monojit, you say the government is running scared.